folks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Natasha, this is my husband Jeff, and today we are going to do a fun tag. It's going to be the husband judges books by their cover tag. I don't know if that's a thing. It might be now. Jeff may or may not know kind of what they're about. Like, he does watch some of my videos, right? Like, you watch some of them?
Some of them, yeah.
And so, you know, I definitely talk about books that I read to him.
I watch them when I'm at work, but so I'm listening, but I'm also working, so sometimes I miss a few details or
you're not looking necessarily at the cover either.
Yeah.
So basically for this I have 10 books that I picked out, some sort of popular books, some that you guys definitely know are books that I like, books maybe that I don't like as much. They're pretty popular books, and I'm going to literally just hold them up. He's not going to get to read what they're about or even see the back of them, and it's literally just going to be judging a book based on the cover. So I have this board here, my little dry erase board, and I'm going to give him a score out of 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being you're totally wrong. I'm going to tally it up and I'm going to give you a grade out of 100. So,
okay. But like, you're not going to judge each book one at a time, you're going to just go down the line and then do them all at the end, or?
No, I'll tell you what I think I gave you.
Okay.
Is you ready?
I is ready.
You is ready?
Yeah.
The first book that I picked is Like Water. This is the cover. By Rebecca Podos.
Okay. I want to say it's like a teen runaway novel, and the main character may or may not be of an indigenous race. Possibly, judging that by its cover, so that's kind of the take.
She does kind of look.
there.
She does kind of look like that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be sensitive, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
But that's kind of the.
So what about? So that's kind of the character. So you think it's a teen runaway?
Yeah.
Book with like a native sort of character?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a spiritual element here too, I think. Like, not necessarily a religious element, but like a sense of self or a sense of nature, you know what I mean?
Okay. Like
a spiritual awakening, almost.
Okay. So, I am going to give you... So you said teenage, so you definitely got that, so I'm going to give you at least a 3 from that. This is a Mexican teenager figuring out her sexuality in a very small like hometown.
Okay. And
like Water, she has a summer job where she's a mermaid at a park.
I would not have thought that.
No. So I think I'm gonna give you a pretty good, like, I think I'm gonna, out of 10, is there a religious element to this book?
With the rest of these books, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more outrageous.
Yes, I think so, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Mermaid out of park.
So I'm giving you a 3.
I feel this is going to be heavily weighted against me.
Yeah, you're gonna lose. You might get this one. Alright, so the next one that I picked is The Girl in 6E by A.R. Tor. And like, I mean, there is some, you can read what's on the cover, so you might get a little bit more of an idea of what's on there. This is what the cover looks like.
I get the feeling you've told me about this, and there's something locked away in my brain here. It looks very familiar. But judging it by its cover and like with the title of it, I get the feeling it's kind of a spy novel, like a female-led spy novel. The very strong female lead character.
Okay.
And she has a
Did you read this?
No.
You can read what's on the cover. So it says, it's time to meet the killer next door.
Okay, I was getting to that part.
Okay. The
girl in 6E, the spy, has a home base in 6E in the complex, like the condo complex. Okay. Like a kind of James Bondy vibe with all the secret panels and doors, or like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of vibe with the happy marriage cover kind of concept. Okay. Spies next door. And then they kill people.
Okay. And then they kill people. Okay,
because
I raised that up.
So I'm
giving you a 7 out of 10 for that, because you did pretty good. She's not a spy. She is a cam girl, so she has sex on camera, and she cannot leave 6E because she has murderous tendencies.
Oh, and so, you did tell me about this one. Yeah.
And
okay,
so
I remember that now.
She's definitely not a spy, but I can get this sort of Mr. and Mrs. Smith like playing with knives and stuff like that, because she does kind of have that. She definitely has a strong female lead, and like she very strong like personality and stuff. So I think really, other than the spy stuff.
Okay, it's just it's a change of occupation.
Yeah, and it's like if you would have said erotic, you would have got like probably higher, because like that's it's pretty like
I was trying
steamy.
It's very reminiscent of like
James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you 7.
Cool.
Next up, we have All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood.
Oh, that's such a wonderful title. I at least I like the words in the title. I don't know anything about the book. All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. I get the feeling it's like there's really not much to take away from this cover except the words, because it's black and wheat, you know.
Yeah, and stars.
Oh, stars. Oh wait, that might be a clue. It's about outer space. No. Okay.
No, I'm just gonna break it to you. I'm no. Not about space. I have talked about this book.
I know. I can't remember.
Like, if you were to just see this at the bookstore and go, oh, that looks interesting, what would you think it would be about? Like, what would you think the genre would be?
I would think it would be a nonfiction.
Nonfiction?
Yeah. And it would be a strong, like, single-led dialogue. A single person's passing through life, but with a very dual take on every major moment in life. So like they could actually experience both of those emotions at the same time in very separate linear thought paths.
So there'd be one person but almost two narrative paths, both ugly and wonderful?
Yes.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. This main character experiences both of those memories when they return to their initial timeline.
Wow. Okay, so you are so off. You're so off. Yeah, so incredibly off. But
I take most of that away from All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. So you see the ugly truth and the wonderful.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Do you want me to tell you what it's about then?
Yeah, I know you've told me about this, and I'm gonna feel super embarrassed about this anyway. So I might as well just make it to the last one.
So it's definitely not a nonfiction.
Okay.
It is a fiction book. And it is told from the perspective...
Did I say nonfiction?
Yeah, I said nonfiction.
Oh, I meant to say fiction.
Okay, so alright, that's fine. Yeah, okay.
I got my nons and fiction.
That's fine. Okay, I'll take that back. Definitely just a fiction book, and it is following the story of a girl named Wavy from the time she was 8 years old all the way through 21.
Okay.
And she has, like, really bad parents and, like, drug abuse. Like, his kid's basically completely forgotten about. And one of her father's friends is this older guy, and he basically comes in and sort of, like, saves her, like, life and is, like, providing for her and stuff. And there's, like, a sexual relationship, basically, between, like, from the time she's 8 till 21. And he's much, much older. Like, he's in his 20s. So it's basically a story of pedophilia, where he is helping her life. So as a reader, you're sort of, meant to feel grossed out, but then also it challenges your thinking, because you're also how do I say it, you're also kind of rooting for the relationship because it's the only good thing that this kid has. So All the Ugly and Wonderful Things is just the story of her life, where it's like, it's so ugly and horrible, like what she's going through and what's happening to her, but it's also wonderful to her in the sense that that's the only light that she has in her life. Dark. So I was like, how the hell you're going to guess what this is about is beyond me. But I'll give you...
But I did mean fiction, at least, so...
I like what you said, too, about the narrative, because there is it is the whole story of her life, but you said, like, one narrator, and there's multiple narrators. There's like 40 people telling sort of like their ins and outs of her life, and everyone sort of thinks it's weird, but they can't do anything about it, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm gonna give you a score. You didn't do very good.
So maybe I'm biased.
And you're getting a 1 for that, because you were off. The infamous Hating Game by Sally Thorne.
Oh, I know you've told me all about this game, this book, and I've forgotten that too. I don't know. You tell me about the books, and then I talk to you about them, and then I seem to forget all about them.
You can read even the top if you want.
Okay.
So you get some cheating, but that's what I would do. I would read the little blurby on the front. So
The Hating Game, a novel by Sally Thorne. Okay, so if I were looking at the cover, and taking your recent taste in books into consideration, I would say this is a modern family in a very, very traditional sense, except for the fact that both the mom and dad are gay.
Okay.
And so they both hate and resent each other, but feel confined to traditional standards that is accepted by society to stay within those confines while still seeking amorous affection elsewhere. And there's a farcical nature to it where they're trying to cover their tracks from that whole bubble.
Wow. Okay, you are so creative and so wrong. You wanna know what it's about?
Yeah.
It is a office romance hate to love book.
Okay. So
they're both vying for a CEO position. She's kind of quiet and quirky. He's very like stoic and I want to say harsh, but kind of like harsh, cold kind of guy. And they like riff at each other and hate each other in the workplace, but then they love each other by the end, and it's sexy. Okay. And it's just Chelsea's favorite book, so she's gonna watch this and just freaking laugh.
Oh, I wish you had told me that up front.
You fail.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what the hating. It's like a hate to love office romance.
Yeah. I've got some
and it says
short stories now too.
A brilliant, biting, hilarious new voice. The Hating Game will take the rom-com world by storm. You never even said like romantic com. Well, you kind of said romantic.
Yeah, because they're seeking romantic or amorous affections from other sources. Meaning.
All right. Well, I'm giving you a 3. A Million Little Pieces by James Frey. This is a very strange cover for what the book is about. So I'm sorry. I definitely challenged you with this one.
If I remember. It was something about sticky notes. Something significant about sticky notes. But two people that are trying to connect, but can only do so in tiny fragmented ways, like through sticky notes or through pins and needles or little messages, but they can't physically connect for some reason. A supernatural element like a rift in time or a being that is keeping them from actually connecting physically, and they can only interact in these weird ways.
This is about going to rehab when you were a hardcore drug addict.
Okay.
And it's told very... Can I just show you like an inside? It's told like thought process wise.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's kind of like a script almost.
Yeah, and it's like very graphic, like representation of him in rehab, and it's sort of basically James Frey's life.
Okay.
But like a million little pieces in that, like he's just kind of shattered into that. But this is the most like, you look at this book and you think like, oh, okay, this is one that I looked at even as a cover and went, this is about like hardcore drug abuse and rehab.
Oh, jeez.
And it's very like intense.
I don't even remember when we got that.
Like a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't get that one. At all. Up next. This is How to Break a Boy by Laurie DeVore.
Oh my gosh. What does that say? Complicated girls, beautiful writing. Okay.
What is this about?
Okay, so I'm gonna say it's a YA. And I have the feeling it's set in high school or in that general age, like almost graduating year.
Okay.
10 Things I Hate About You kind of vibe.
Okay.
Where there are a couple of girls or a team of girls who are in on this this plan to take down a big wig jock or a football star or something from the high school before they lose their chance. They all graduate, they leave.
Okay.
And they try to seduce him to lure him into a position where they can otherwise humiliate or ruin him.
Okay.
But in doing so, actually, the girl who's sent as the bait becomes attracted to him and understands his side of things and realizes he's not such a douchebag jock kind of character. He's actually soft and emotional and a decent human being. And then she has to challenge herself to convince the rest of her team, otherwise they're going to attack them kind of thing. So it becomes like a sort of a Romeo and Juliet kind of vibe.
So with all that, this is the closest I think you've been so far.
Oh, really?
Pretty close. Girl in 6E was like pretty on point, but this one's pretty close. High school girls, for sure. YA. They are very much like mean girls. Okay. Basically, one girl sleeps with the other girl's boyfriend. Okay. And they were best friends, but now they like really hate each other. There's a lot of like girl on girl hate. Okay. So it's less about coming to attack boys as it is girl on girl hate. But there's definitely like hazing and bullying and stuff like that. Also, there is a like pretend to be my boyfriend trope. Like, can you like pretend to be my boyfriend and then like they like each other and da 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 da. So yeah, I like your book better than I like than I actually like this. I didn't care for this book this much, but I know that Ali from Hardback Hoarder really liked this book, so she's probably gonna laugh at you, but I think it is too. But you did pretty good with that one actually. Like in terms of what it could be about. So I'm giving you an 8. Yeah, I'm giving you a pretty good mark for that one, just because I feel bad for the other ones. Alright, up next we have The Smell of Other People's Houses by Bonnie Sue Hitchcock.
Oh, that's cute. I like that cover. I don't know anything about this book. Based on what I see about the cover and the title, it seems like a stranded in nowhere kind of scenario, where a couple are invited into this cabin in the woods with a very hospitable couple, and it's this interaction of strangers. Okay. In a very tense situation, like a snowstorm or something that has otherwise cut them off from outside help for an indeterminate amount of time. Do
you think it's more of a feel-good book or more of like a
It's a feel-good. No. It's a feel-good book. Okay. It's those awkward silences and those wayward moments to become ideas that people can talk about, that people can connect about. You know what I mean? So it somehow words out the awkward silences, and then you move on to the next subject, right? And then you try to find those.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Like a connection.
Connection between two strangers. Okay. Or two couples of strangers. Sorry.
In the things that are unsaid.
In the things that are unsaid, but they find other means of creating warmth and invitingness, like certain smells or incenses in different parts of the house, or in warm, cozy corners, like little cushions or little mementos that create a more inviting nature, and where you actually start to understand the story of these people and how they connect together.
Okay, what this is actually about. You got the whole sort of snow, like literally the one thing you got, snow. They're not stranded, but it is set in Alaska. Small town, and it tells the narrative of 4 different teenagers and how each of their lives sort of separate and they all come together and their narrative sort of overlap. So it's sort of the familiarity of going to like a friend's house and finding comfort there and kind of things like that. So you did touch on like comfort, smells, snow, sort of like, I would say you said stranded, but like small town kind of thing. That's what this is about basically. Okay. So I'm giving you a 5. Okay. This was my favorite book of 2017.
Oh no. I'm sure you told me all about it.
I hope that you do kind of good for this one.
I don't know anything about this book. No, I'm taking a pass on this one. Whatever I say, you're gonna be mad at me.
I'm not gonna be mad, it's gonna be funny in my head.
I get a very much like a Kinky Boots kind of feel. The other way around though, where girls are wearing more male dominant footwear like combat boots or stuff like that.
Just girls wearing combat boots in this book? Just Go to Small Towns is about Billy, who is a girl growing up in a small town, has religious parents and this like amazing group of friends that they call the Hexagon. And it's just like very much accurate to like how I grew up in a small town and like just like the closeness of a group of friends. She's trying to figure out sort of her sexuality and what it means to be like kind of somewhat in love with her friends and then not. And then there's like a fall festival. It's very cute, like very accurate small town. Okay. But she definitely does like kind of dress sort of tomboyish and like in her combat boots and stuff. So you get that at least. So I'm giving you points for that. Okay. Okay? I'll give you a 3 for girls in combat boots. Alright, up next we have The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt.
Oh, I remember you were looking for this one for a long time.
It is a #1 national bestseller, a soaring masterpiece, and a triumph, says Stephen King.
See it closer. Triumph, says Stephen King.
Stephen King has read it.
Okay.
If that helps you at all.
Well, if I know anything about Stephen King, I get the feeling it's not a thriller, but kind of like a suspense. Okay. It revolves around a goldfinch. A bird, which is a message or an indicator or a symbol for a rogue faction or a spy network or an underground group, a rebellious group that is trying to undermine a very important movement that could change their way of thinking and their beliefs. Okay. And the goldfinch is like the symbol that allows them to identify with other...
Okay, that's pretty cool.
With the other splinter cells of that faction kind of thing.
Okay, that's cool. Again, I would read that book. Okay. Know what this is about. This is the Goldfinch painting. Okay. And so it is essentially about a book following this one guy all throughout his life. When he's 13, he goes to an art gallery and there is some stuff that goes down, but he basically ends up taking this really bad... This is an actual painting, by the way, that exists. He ends up taking this little painting and essentially steals this like really valuable piece of art. And it follows him throughout his life as he... meets this like really interesting cast of characters, how this piece of art sort of affects all the decisions that he makes in his life, and like there's like a sort of like art heist almost kind of like suspense. So there is some sort of like suspense to it, like where's the painting, like what's he gonna do with the painting, like how's it gonna end up, who has it, where is it. So there is that sort of suspense element to it, but this is basically like a beautifully written book. Okay. So that's kind of one of the things that like Stephen King, like that's where the sort of Stephen King, like it's a triumph. Like Stephen King writes these like grand, you know, fucking 1,400 page books like with world building and character building. So that's kind of where I think he kind of did like a blurb on it. Okay. So yeah, definitely suspense. The goldfinch is for sure like a symbol. So like the painting itself is more of a symbol than what you said like the goldfinch would be. Okay. Like the bird symbol. So I'm giving you a 6. Okay. Oh, okay. And then this one. Okay. The last one that we have here is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, because this book is a cover that I don't think really matches the book. Yeah. So okay, this is going to be tricky for you, and it's okay. This one is going to be tricky, because I know you've talked to me about this, and I do retain some of this one. If I remember what you've told me about this one, it's a female lead. Sorry, YA, female lead. It has something to do with a
abusive relationship with either a family member or a lover or scorned lover or something like that. I can't remember. I think that's what that one was about. But if I were to take what I think I remember about that and apply it to the cover, I would say there's a very slow and destructive descent into like a human, like the lowest you can be in your life before you can build yourself back up and be the person that you want to be. Okay. That's, you know what, like based off what I know that you didn't know about this and the cover, that's pretty good. So it is YA, female lead, not an abusive relationship, but she's dealing with anxiety and OCD. Okay. And so she has what she calls like thought spirals, just that like spiraling. Oh yes. Anxiety. Oh, okay. No, now I remember you. Yeah. And that was the one with the it was something she was eating. That's a spoiler for the book, but yes, okay. You are right with that.
Okay,
yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah,
okay.
So the descent into like the bottom that someone can be, for sure, okay. But more on like an anxiety, mental health way.
Okay.
But like, good luck on the plot. You got that? Good luck on the plot, because it's a John Green plot in that like they're trying to find this millionaire boy's missing dad, and he has like a pet Tura, and it's like, it's John Green plot. It's like there's an art gallery in a sewer, like it's just, yeah. So like I thought if you get anything from this, like you've lucked out. So I'm gonna give you a 6 for that one too. Okay, you got 42 out of 100.
I don't think that's
not the worst fail grade that you could have had.
The worst fail grade.
So like, if it was a class on judge a book by its cover, you fail. But your creativity.
Oh, creativity bonus.
I didn't. Yeah. So like, out of this, I would read your Spy Girl in 6E novel.
Okay.
Your what was the other one you said was really good? Oh, your relationships where both of the couples are gay, but they're just playing into like the 1950s family vibe. I would read that.
Yeah.
Your teenage boy bringing down the jock book, I would probably read that. Like your Goldfinch spy novel. Again, you're like really into spy stuff apparently. So yeah, out of them, I would read 4 of those based off of what you think they are. So I'm giving you an additional 8 points, which puts your passing grade at 50 out of 100.
Oh, I get the pity points, do I?
You did half good. You passed the class, but barely. I'm giving you a pity pass. Much like my world history teacher in high school. You did pretty good. You did 50 out of 100. Okay.
Yay, I love you, babe.
I love you. So that was not easy. That's not easy.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, I was particularly intimidated because I know that you've talked to me about a lot of these books, but I've definitely replaced that information in my head.
That's okay.
And, listen, like, embarrassed by a couple of those.
I will read 14 books in a month, and I will literally forget character names of a book I read like 20 days ago. Yeah. So it's okay. Okay. It's okay. No one's gonna be mad at you. I still love you. You still did pretty good. The cover. It's not easy.
No.
Like when you have no context.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to put a context to it so that I can put a story to it, right?
I think this would be really fun to do for a Stephen King Sunday, and pick like 10 Stephen King books and tell me what they're about.
Oh, are you gonna do all the Hodor edition?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'll just pick 10. I'll be like.
Did I just call it the Hodor edition?
It's called like Hodor or Hotter. I don't even know. What is Pet Sematary about?
Yeah, we'll do that another time.
But yeah, I think that would be really fun to do as well. So let me know if you guys like this tag. We'll bring Jeff back and do that.
So hopefully let you cover the exit this time.
Alright, so hopefully everyone is doing good, and until my next video, I'll talk to all of you soon. Bye! I'm gonna say bye. Bye!
Bye!